Team Unknown versus SLC, and we've got some coaches here listed underneath the team name, Shazbot.
Wow. Okay. And the
Coach
Brisabelle as the
Brizabelle.
coach. I love to see it. I love it. Awesome. Hey, bring your coaches. I honestly like being able to have someone who's very strong at drafting is a good person to have in your call. It is okay to draft a sixth player. Back at it. Evelyn is the first ban. No one's surprised.
No, no, and we mentioned that got called out in the Twitch chat as a strong champion for the side of Slick, but honestly, that's another one of those champions that I want to slip through at least once, just because the playstyle is so unique. It's so different, but also a difference. Smolder is out this game.
Again, who's surprised there? Yeah, the problem with Evelyn, Evelyn is very unique as a champion because it's kind of the champion to pick if you were smurfing. Because once you have a lead as Evelyn, it is almost impossible to lose it. You are so powerful when you are ahead, and you are so weak when you're not ahead. So I can understand why someone who's very, very good at Evelyn, who knows how to handle themselves when they're behind and then push a win, you never want to give him that. So we'll see where that leads, where that goes.
Sejuani, the staple jungler, is taken by Team Unknown this game. And I still love the champion. I think she does a lot of good work. She's a very, very strong tank, great initiations. But we saw the effectiveness of Melio from Honey Guillotine earlier today. That it'll be fun to see that being piloted once more.
Absolutely, absolutely. It's strange to see that Sejuani is the champion that is 100% pick ban in PLC so far. None of the games have felt like Sejuani has kind of run away with the games, and yet we totally understand why she's picked every single time. Strong enough to be always there, and yet not strong enough to truly be feared. And the Braum is picked again. Fantastic.
With the Lucian.
Lucian this time. Okay.
So we drafted a comp with the Sejuani Braum when I was working with Rated R, and the double stuns is a lot of fun, and Lucian proccing faster, but Aurora locked in for Salt Lake Community College.
So is that Proton on the Aurora, or is that going to be a top lane Aurora? Because Aurora is not someone that I would picture Proton playing. Now, you mentioned that Proton loves playing those new champions, but in a tournament setting, is to put all your chips in the corner. I'm very interested. I don't know enough about the champ to be able to say either way.
I know that the nerfs were geared at pushing her toward the top lane, so maybe that she has similar strengths like what Gwen has, right? Her passive heals her, which means she wants to be fighting more. You want to be proccing that more. So you get more interaction in the top side. As weird as that sounds, but in a 1v1, that's where you get the most. Mid lane is too explosive. You need time for that passive to really be visible. And so I'm going to say it's going to be an illusion that will be playing it. That's at least where Riot is trying to push Aurora, but I would not be surprised to see Proton actually play it.
Certainly. I hate to jump off of that thread really quickly, but I have to notice that Azir got through again. They banned the Malphite, they banned the Hui, so I guess if Proton's not playing Hui, then the Proton's not playing Hui.
Yeah, I mean,
no one's playing
that.
Hui. But Azir getting through is very, very interesting. SLC must have not been very impressed by Death's performance there. Kog'Maw.
All right.
That is a statement. That is
one of the hyper carries.
Yes.
One of the best scaling champions in the game.
Arguably the hyper carry of the game, to which all other hyper carries are judged against, because Kog'Maw is a little baby who cannot protect himself. He has to be guided along by his team. Otherwise, he gets dove on by, I don't know, a Sejuani, a Wukong that just got locked in, and a Braum.
Yeah, exactly. And do do you recall the time when they had what they called the Juggermaw compositions?
Very vaguely.
It was a triple enchanter setup. So your support, your mid, and your top were all enchanters. So you would run Lulu, Janna, and Karma, and you would just shield this poor Kog'Maw so that he could stand still and unload damage.
Ugh, no, thank you.
And
I
that was
already
when
not a fan of enchanters, but goodness gracious.
yeah, it was at the time when Ardent Sensor was also really, really strong. It was pretty bananas. But the Ziggs locked in. I'm actually really interested in that. That's going in Death's hands.
Yeah, very, very interesting kind of gameplay. I can't imagine it feels good to play Kog'Maw. And yet, if Kog'Maw can get through, I don't know about this Mundo pick. Mundo just does not feel like enough of a front line. The problem with Mundo, of course, being no hard CC. If you've ever played Mundo enough, you know that people just have this tendency to walk around you. Like, okay, you're just going to hit me. Sure, you do damage, but that Kog'Maw is dealing more damage. I want that guy dead. And you have no way to say no to me. So, like, I don't think that this Mundo is going to be enough to stop a Wukong and a Sejuani, but we'll see. And it does look like Proden is piloting the bunny.
Yeah, again, not surprised. I think that Proden has an affinity for mages, which Aurora is, but also on the new champions. He puts in a lot of work to make sure that he's ready because he likes to win. I'll be frank. He loves the game, but man, does he love winning. And let's be honest, who doesn't love winning?
Certainly.
Winning feels so good. And here we are into spectator delay. We have about 3-ish minutes to talk about how we think this game is going to go. And I'm going to say Team Unknown has one flash on F, so they have to win.
Okay.
Bring a little controversy into our discussion here.
Just don't get into the world of sports betting, and I think you'll be fine. I think I have to give it to our honorary coaches of Brizabel and Sosa. I think they drafted 2 fine teams. I don't give. I guess Sosa is their actual coach, I'm being told. I don't have the magic spark, the excitement that I do for Team Unknown like I did for last game. I might be leaning Salt Lake this time, maybe just because I want to see the new champion good. I haven't played against the new champion as much, so maybe I don't have the sheer visceral hate that some of y'all have for such an elusive champion. But yes, getting the Kog'Maw online, hopefully they have enough front line to make it happen, and maybe we'll see a game 3. Or no, sorry, excuse me. This is the first game of our finals.
Game 1.
But I still want to see game 3, so
right.
I hope they do.
So one of the cool things that I like is the Melio pairing with Kog'Maw. The extra range from that cozy campfire just makes that champion all the more dangerous. And when you consider that when he activates his W, he already has one of the longest attack ranges in the game. You can rapid fire a single shot with a Melio buff, and you could be Kindred / Senna level of range here. And so that's going to be truly terrifying.
Certainly. And yet, the one matchup that I would not want to play against in my defenseless, dashless state is Illusion. We might see another lane swap because avoiding that first 2 levels, Braum hits level 2, engages, Lucian gets level 2, dashes in, terrifying.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so we might see that again. So we'll see. But you're absolutely right. Melio being such a great pairing for any hyper carrying, and Kog'Maw is the hyper carry. So
one of Team Unknown's strengths is objectives on the map. We saw that last game where they were able to take all of the outer ring of turrets very, very quickly. With the addition of Ziggs to their roster, I definitely think that they're gonna play to that for sure.
Certainly.
We're going to see some big shoves to get Death ahead so that he can get those turret plates down, take out that first turret. He has the AoE to help on the grubs to make sure that they can deal the extra damage there. That's what I'm expecting out of Team Unknown, is they're going to want to push the pace of the game by shoving down these turrets.
Right, yeah. And if Team Unknown can really put that kind of pressure on, Salt Lake might be in a world of pain that they weren't prepared for, because their weakness seems to be pushing those turrets. So if they're losing all that pressure in mid lane, if they have a huge gap of turrets, their rotations are be painful. They're not going to be able to protect their jungle camps. That'll be a very big thing. Not looking like we're going to have any sort of invade here. We're having a wonderful flyby of the river. Kog'Maw just doesn't even want to risk it. He's just trumpeting over at the bot lane. Gotta love that.
You know, when... Oh, Proton is in a lot of trouble. He's running straight into 3. He flashes away, doesn't have a spell, and that is first blood to Kodo Draco. The fan collapses, and Team Unknown come out ahead.
Yeah, that was a very good response to Team Unknown. They're going to get a deep ward. They're definitely seen on that ward as they walk past. Kiroro's wisely scouting that ward out. A smart play for Proton to put a ward on those Raptors, but getting caught like that is definitely not something that makes that worth it at all.
And here is your lane swap. Calavir is up on the top side. It's really interesting because you would have thought that the Kog'Maw would try and avoid something, but instead Kiroro is wandering around with Kodo Draco trying to help him do what he's going to do. And I don't know that this is necessarily better, but the gank mid is actually probably the target.
Yeah, what is going on here? Wukong does not want to be low on levels, and Kog'Maw getting free farm is not necessarily good either. This is a very strange play from Team Unknown, but we'll see if it works out. If they can manage to get a kill out of it, if they can push a plate, a very, very early plate, then maybe this is worth it. I do like that this Mundo is still focusing on Wukong, probably reading that Braum and Lucian are not going to be in this lane long. A 4-man gank top lane to try to maybe take this turret plate.
They do listen. That's the purpose of the lane swap. Yeah, you avoid your other matchup, but you can really put an illusion behind if you just throw 4 people at him. What's he going to do? And like you said, he's a Mundo. He has no dash. He has no CC to help fight back under the turret. It's the perfect play for them.
The teleport bot as well. I don't know though, but it just doesn't feel like they've gotten a lot from this. Mundo does not care. Like as long as Mundo gets some XP here and there, even if he misses some, I think he's fine. But anyways, we're moving forward with it. Very, very Dota feeling play there. But anyways, Lucian able to get some XP, getting the
he goes under the turret, and Calavir takes him down. That's 2 kills now for Team Unknown.
Very, very well done.
Oh my gosh. And see, that's what I thought was the purpose, right? You go against the champion that has no way to defend himself. If you have something like Sion with a shield or crowd control, someone like Maokai with innate healing, it's so much harder to deal with. But you know, Mundo, like you said, he kind of does nothing.
Interesting. Yeah, very, very interesting play. It'd be fun to review with some people that are more familiar with this start, as Lucian stays top lane and continues to do this. I want. This is exciting. This is why the favoritism for Team Unknown starts to show for me a little bit. Oh,
an Illusion wants to go in. He thinks he wins this. There's a lot of damage out of the passive from Calavir. An Illusion runs away. Flash from Calavir means that he picks up another kill.
2-0 on the Lucian. I mean, this is why I guess they're doing it, is getting that gold injection. And still saying fairly, the BF sword bot on the Lucian, very scary. Very, very scary. Looks like Lucian is finally heading bot lane this time to meet up with his Braum. Braum, who is not hurt, who is doing fine. Wukong is definitely behind, but guess what? So is Mundo. So yeah. I guess a successful lane swap, something that I definitely need to learn more about.
It's a lot about the pressure, right? They're able to push in the lanes. They're able to get the solo gold and experience on the Lucian to put him ahead. It's not about the top laners in a lane swap. It's about the bot laners.
Certainly, as long as the top lane doesn't lose too much, which Mundo did lose too much, and Wukong did not.
The 2 deaths, it doesn't seem like, you know, if you look at their CS numbers, did he really lose a lot? They're the same level,
right.
all this stuff, but it's the deaths, right? It's that much
right.
time he wasn't getting the experience. It's that much time he was not getting gold. It's that much time that he was not able to have any impact on the map.
Certainly, certainly. Very, very fascinating thing. Something that I will be definitely reviewing personally later.
Rigby might be in some trouble as everyone jumps right onto him. Summoner heal is used. No concussive blows to get him stunned, but you called out the BF sword. It's a problem.
It hurts. Lucian already hurts, but without the BF sword, and here he is with an additional 40 attack damage on every hit. Yeah, that's not okay.
Again, I'm pretty sure that's going to turn into a collector. He gets more shots with his ultimate on crit chance, and the execute is really, really strong on him. That's what I'm expecting to see.
Yeah, very, very flexible play, nonetheless. But yeah, honestly, if it just stays as a BF sword for a while, it's not bad.
Oh, flash forward from Yoshido, burning the flash from Kiroro. Calavir does have his dash.
I'm surprised the second Q didn't come out for a Mumu. Maybe he didn't have it. That could have been a very, very dead Braum, but Team Unknown with a very calm, big engage.
An illusion isn't level 6. Bad guy Teemo is up there doing a lot of damage. He flashes the buzzsaw, and this is the difference. The level 6 not on for the Mundo means he goes down.
I thought he'd get out with having boots, but I guess not. The flash forward definitely paying off. Flashing that buzzsaw.
I miss the days when it was a cleaver. It sounds cooler. Rigby might be in some trouble. I like what Kiroro does here. He likes to jump forward and scare them away because they have to immediately walk away from the Braum. You can't just take 4 auto attacks from them.
Yeah, Kiroro is an masterclass of the amount of support champions that he's played and played them competently is because he just understands the fundamentals of support. He's just fun to watch because he's just in your face and he really knows how to put the pressure on. Proden is Ziggs going back and forth. Proden seems very, very confident with the new champ being able to jump in and out really, really quickly. Fun to watch.
Q auto Q gets you the passive. Kodo Draco might be in some trouble here. He is hit with the Curse of the Sad Mummy. He's stunned and taking damage from the Void Grubs as well. Yoshido is not able to pick up the kill, but Proden is. Flash from Death gets him out. Yoshido jumps in, gets the stun. Red team picks up the Void Grub, the last one, and gets 2 kills. A double for Proden. And that first blood did not deter him in the slightest.
Certainly. It, maybe a little bit frustrating, but as that gold is shown right there, a 300 gold lead on his lane opponent. Proden is showing that champion might have been nerfed, but it's certainly no slouch. Playing it very, very confidently. Kind of fun to see him on a non-control mage, not gonna lie. Yeah.
What else is really fun on that champion is Malignance, because your ult hits everyone, and they can't move out of it.
Oh, wow. There's a lot of little details that I'm missing about this champion just with not playing it. Aurora is the name. I kept thinking she was like Shimmer or something like that. I knew that was wrong. But yeah, Aurora being very, very scary in this mid lane scenario. We thought she'd go top, and yet she's matching the burst of Ziggs, and the roam is no slouch either. So very, very glad to see, even though she's pushed away from that lane, that she's still competent and all that.
With the amount of pressure they've been able to put on with this Lucian, Team Unknown hasn't stopped. Oh my gosh, this bad guy Teemo might be in some trouble here. They get the stun with the bandage toss, and an illusion might just be right back in this game.
Yeah, Mumu is calling very, very good engages on all this. He's very, very confidently going into all this.
Death might be in some trouble. He's able to get those passive procs, flashes forward, does manage to pick up one, but will go down himself. Death picks that one up with probably the Mega Inferno Bomb, but That is the power of that champion. Getting those 3-hit passives and healing yourself looked really good.
Yeah, piloting very, very well. Colin comes out. A lot of damage put on that Krogma. Very appreciative to see. This feels like the battle of the junglers. What is going on? Okay, Amumu is just
He's gonna go back in. Don't worry, he's got it. He picks up the blue buff. Kodo Draco is chased away. He can't use the blast cone because Yoshido will go right with him. You get the stun there, knock him back a little bit. They're fighting over the cone. They're knocked into the same brush. Curse of the Sad Mummy. Yoshido outplays Kodo Draco on the blast cone.
Man, he was kind of locked onto the bot lane, but glad he looked up to his monitor because that kill was deservedly his. Very, very well played there. Sure enough, I want to highlight this. The serrated.
Kororo jumps in, throws down the Glacial Fissure. Calavir is stymied for the moment, but Honey Guillotine had to flash out. Rigby also. Death is caught in Proden's ultimate. He cannot leave. One more shot. If he gets the Q, he might just get it. Proden is on the chase. Death does not have any more escape tools. One auto attack. In comes Kodo Draco with the slow, stopping Proden in his tracks. He gets caught, and Death not only defies him, but he picks up the kill.
Wow. Very, very well played there. Poor Proden getting a little bit too excited about a kill and might have just lost his lead because of that. The assist going on to the Sejuani is not where you want it. Very, very scary there. But wanted to highlight the serrated Dirk on the Lucian. That is definitely going to be a collector for him. Very scary.
Absolutely. Especially because they're already dealing so much damage. Honey Guillotine is so low. Calavir goes on a killing spree grabbing him. Rigby all alone. No support means he is in massive danger.
Yeah, Kog'Maw just trying to dodge around all this ultimate. Dragon going down for Team Unknown. It's a very scary situation to be, and yet Amumu, this Yoshido, is being in all the right scary positions. Going to be going for the grubs. Mumu going to be answering that. Very, very scary bot lane. 2 plates have already gone down on top of the 3-0 Lucian. Love to see that big fight.
Oh my gosh. This is where they lost last time, but Yoshido does go down. That is 3-3 on the grubs, and now an illusion had an illusion of being able to fight there with 3. Proden is on the way, goes over with the blast cone, wants to help his top laner, jumps into the W to get a little bit of movement speed, but he makes it out.
Absolutely, absolutely. All 3 grubs going over to Salt Lake as well. The gap is starting to be in Team Unknown's favor, but once again, it does not feel like Team Unknown just has this in the bag.
They jump in, and old bad guy Teemo, he gets knocked back in. Proden has vision on him. He just needs to land one more spell, and he picks up another kill.
Yeah, but they're losing things in the mid lane because of that. That kill will not come cheap. Ziggs on the tower means that tower is going to feel real bad. Amumu trying to respond to it, but the damage has been done. The gold has been injected. I don't think that was a win for Salt Lake there.
Not a win, but you know, they were able to get something, and now they might get something more. Proden is here with Rigby. They're throwing down the damage. Yoshido is coming in. They don't have a good escape route, but the bandage toss misses. Yoshido is knocked up by the Glacial Fissure, and first turret in the middle lane going to the Ziggs.
This is exactly like you predicted. Ziggs just keep going. You're not going to get any plates on the second turret, but the damage is crazy. They're trying to respond to it. Ziggs can't see them coming.
Calavir has all the damage.
Oh, man, yeah.
That's an AP Amumu right now. Honey Guillotine does not have flash. He does have heal, but it's not worth it. And Slick just walked right into 3 members.
Yeah, no kidding. I was so wrapped up in Amumu, I didn't even watch the main screen to see Amumu get knocked out. I'm like, of course Lucian's killing someone. That's what he does. Big
Roden gets dove under the turrets, and Calavir's dominating. This game is getting out of control.
Yeah, this is very, very different from the first game with these two. The final round of the Swiss, Team Unknown is able to take objectives and get the kills this time. Just as we predicted, 2 turrets down in the mid lane. super rough. It's going to be that much harder for Sejuani to, or not Sejuani, for Mumu to get the gold. Yushido having to chase down his own buffs, and then to add fuel to the fire, Hex Gates, not great, because any invade is going to be that much harder to stop.
Absolutely. And this is one of the things, is Team Unknown loves to push this way. They're able to get the control of these objectives. They've got both Drakes, they got half of the Grubs, they've taken 2 turrets, and now Def gets to go do whatever he wants because he's level 11. That means he almost has the max W.
Absolutely.
Roro might be caught here. Rigby and Honey Guillotine. Ooh, flash forward from Rashido to get Calavir in the stun as well. An Illusion is face tanking and chasing him down. Yoshido wants to get another bandage toss. Goes on to Kodo Draco. Not exactly the target they want. Emilio does get the ult down. Yoshido's in some trouble. He flashes, but still dies. Honey Guillotine will be hit with the culling. Flash away. Rigby is almost there. Honey Guillotine almost saves him, but Calavir is out of control. Getting a double kill, going up to 8-0-3 legendary in 16 minutes.
He's got a kill every 2 minutes. That is absolutely scary. Ziggs is just absolutely demolishing these turrets. Surprised that I don't see like a Lich Bane or even like a Hull Breaker on this guy. He's just taking turrets so fast.
Yeah.
For you.
Broden goes in, throws down the ultimate. That's 1 on the passive. He's able to do quite a lot of damage and chase Death away, but it's not enough to burst him completely down and pick up the kill.
Certainly. And Ziggs
flash forward, trying to get more damage. Ziggs did just want that turret. Broden jumps in. Isn't enough damage as the shield comes in somehow. Mega Inferno Bomb does land, but it is not enough to kill Broden.
The next Drake is coming up. Looks like Team Unknown's going to be able to get this one too because they just had the pressure on the map. Lucian very confidently taking the top turret. This is going to be the 3rd Drake for them. Broden trying to stop Death, but not going to be the case. Very scary bomb there, but able to dodge that out. Team Unknown is very much... It seems like they have learned their lessons from the first game and are absolutely trying to take Salt Lake as seriously as possible.
Absolutely. And Salt Lake, unfortunately, is just falling behind. They can't keep up with the tempo that Team Unknown has been putting forward. This Drake is going to be theirs. That's sole point here at only less than 18 minutes. Rigby might be caught again. Yoshido wants to try and save him. Glacial Fissure will disengage. But yeah, there's nothing Slick could do for that Drake.
Yeah, very tough situation that Salt Lake finds themselves in. Just once again, not a single turret down. They have objective bounties up, which is tough. Which means that the only thing that Salt Lake has gotten so far is the Grubs. But I will note that Kog'Maw is 2-1. He's got a healthy amount of CS, maybe not as much as the other players on the board, but he could come online at any point as soon as these team fights start coming in. This is something that Team Unknown needs to not forget about. Make sure that they respect despite their lead.
I love Terminus as an item. I think the concept of it is really cool. I don't know if I agree with it first. Do you agree that we probably would have liked to see the Rage Blade instead?
I definitely will admit that I am not the best.
Oh, they knocked Death into the wall, immediately popping him back. An Illusion will pick up that kill as a 2-for-1.
That's a lot of money that just came in, stopping that shutdown, but they're still just taking the turret because of it. Wukong being chased by a Yordle trying to get
flash forward from Honey Guillotine. He manages to land the knockback, and they stop the monkey immediately. Rigby will pick up that kill.
Certainly. I'm not even sure if the fighting will stop here. Amumu's dancing like he's going to fight despite being severely outnumbered. Mundo very hurt. But Broden going in very aggressively. He's loving that invisible time on that champion. Very much so. But yes, Terminus. I definitely will admit that I am not a hyper carry kind of ADC player, so I'm definitely not the world's expert on what you should or should not build. It is strange, but I also find myself thinking that the shred that Kog'Maw is able to get from the Terminus is very, very useful. And yeah, probably could be a first item. Maybe not optimal, but not bad either.
No, and like I said, I love the item. I think the concept of it especially is super, super cool. But I just don't know if I agree it good first item. Like you don't have any resistances to shred yet. But Team Unknown might be in some trouble. Yoshido is here. He's got some bandages ready to throw in. He has no ultimate and no flash. And we have 9 out of 10 players right here. Yoshido gets hit. Bad guy Teemo in the front lines, takes a lot of damage. He goes down. Proton locks everyone in. Calavir might be thrown up against the wall. Proton will go down instead. Nice kiting there from Team Unknown. They're able to get out of that with only 1 loss to the 3 from Slick.
Yeah, that Mega Inferno Bomb just really shredded everyone at the very beginning of that fight. Rift Herald coming out, getting bonked on the wall immediately. Hate when that
right
happens.
into the wall. Fix the code, Riot. It should not turn that way. Anyway, turret will go down. Team Unknown pushing very, very strong up on the top side. Rigby and Honey Guillotine have to be careful because now the Herald is able to take a big old charge. They get all the Void Mites, and Death is here. That means that turret is gone.
Absolutely. And things are just looking dire, you know. One of those things that you can't just look at kills. Mundo trying to re-engage, but the slows are just keeping them back, and the rest of his team back. And tower by tower, objective by objective, Team Unknown is picking them apart. Salt Lake is able to keep up with kills, but this is a game of macro, not of kills, as Team Unknown is able to prove time and time again.
It's one of the best things that I learned casting tournaments is understanding what wins games. Killing the enemy team doesn't win the game. Taking down the Nexus does. And so what are you doing to accomplish that goal? You brought it up yourself. And it's great to see those types of games in my eyes because I love the more nuanced way of thinking about the game.
Yeah, there's a reason why you can't zoom out infinitely in League of Legends, because zooming out would be overpowered because you need to be paying attention to the entire map. So you have to do that in other ways, by looking at your mini-map, by communicating with your team.
Yoshido gets caught. Bad guy Teemo gets to knock up onto an illusion. Proton tries to dodge out the Mega Inferno Bomb, but it is not enough. The ultimate from Honey Guillotine is supposed to try and help. Kodo Draco is in the front line. Calavir was stuck for a bit. Not enough damage coming out of Proton. He's jumping away, trying to get where he can. Kiroro gets the kill. No knockup onto an illusion, but it doesn't matter. Calavir is still legendary. Deathless on this Lucian. Rigby is trying to keep the minions away so that they can't push the bottom lane, but it doesn't matter. Mid and top inhibitors are wide open.
This poor Kog'Maw is without his team. Maybe can put some massive damage on Sejuani, but the longer that Sejuani can hold Kog'Maw here is longer that he can't meet up with his team, which means that Team Unknown is able to take more objectives. This might be all the inhibitors down.
Absolutely, and that's terrifying if you're a Slick fan. Big damage down onto Kodo Draco. He has the Rage Blade now, and so he's able to do some of it, but he's now on a killing spree. And Calavir goes wherever the heck he wants, as long as Kiroro is there. I think we're going to see a Braum ban next game.
That's very, very likely. Many times have the bot lane of Team Unknown just shown that they're just terrifying constantly. Full respect to Death, full respect to whatever top laner they have at the time. Right now, it's bad guy Teemo, but even Bear in the past. But just consistently, Team Unknown's bot lane is just some of my favorite to watch. Not, you know, I want to see Salt Lake pull this back. It's not lost yet. It's just looking very dire.
Absolutely. And the Drake right here, that's going to be Soul. While the rest of Team Unknown go and try and take the Drake. Or, wow, my sincere apologies. The Baron. I'm looking at the Drake. And they're doing it pretty well. This Calavir on the Lucian is doing quite a bit of damage. And now they have the Soul, meaning they have higher attack speed. And that's going to be the Baron over to Team Unknown at 25-ish minutes. They're up 2,300 gold. No, 23,000. 23,000. Wow.
This is going to be the big push. Either Salt Lake can stop them, or they can't. Big Baron buff, big push, 6 super minions being spawned for every wave. Very, very tough for Salt Lake. So I think this might be it. This might be our big march into Salt Lake's base, and we'll see if Utah can hold it together.
So I broke rule number 3, and I did the math on the stream, and I did it wrong 3 times in a row. It's 13,000. Regardless, it's a big number, and this might be the fight. The fight here. We've got 5 versus 5 in the base of Slick. Ultimates are available, a few flashes. An illusion is on the bottom side trying to kill a few minions, but Yoshido really needs to be the one to start this off. He goes in on Dakota Draco, gets knocked away by Ziggs, flashes forward trying to get someone. Curse of the Sad Mummy is in there. They lose their turrets. They lose their champions. They lose the game. Team Unknown take game number 1 of our finals.
Very, very well done.